Thanks for coming over to this Amadeus, and today's Dungeon Under Champion video, we're talking about a bunch of stuff. We're going to start off with some Ultimate Blitz. I want to open up the comment section below for all the new players or mid players that are struggling with certain levels. It's restarted, guys. Let me know which ones you're struggling with. We'll do specific videos on those. Now, what you see on the team right now is the team I've been using. If you want to make this accessible to everybody, you could probably take out the dark scan berserker and toss in the water scan berserker, but I love Savage, and if you haven't heard me extol his virtues before amidst the 200 some odd videos we've done, let me know. I would love to talk about him again. I love this dude in a tank build with some high accuracy. He just steamrolls through Ultimate Blitz. Such a good champion. The other thing that I want to talk about today is I want to do a little Steel Widow, a little Elder Drake. I want to kind of have a discussion. I want to ask a question of you guys. Which raid do you think gives you more discs? We ran about 1,000 runs. We'll get to that a little bit later in the video. Comparing the two, right? And I was a little shocked. But for right now, what I want to do is I kind of want to get started. I want to get fired up. I want to jump in here. I want to start playing, right? Enough chit chat. All right, the first thing I want to do is I want to take us in here and I want to remind everybody that Ultimate Blitz is open. And if you have questions or concerns or there's something that's just rocking you, you can't get past it. I know a lot of times we spend time talking about those Rota levels, but if it's the Light Derby Girl or maybe it's the Valkyries, you know, the Sigruns, the Light Valkyrie levels, whatever level is causing you trouble, drop a comment below. Let me know. We'll do a specific video on that, help you get through it. But I'll be honest, this is the team that I run, and I absolutely 100% just love this because this team takes me from, Ultimate Blitz Normal, which is what this is, all the way through Ultimate Blitz Legend. And, you know, let's talk about this because we haven't talked about it in a little bit. If you want to get more discs, if you want to really improve the quality of your team compositions, if you want to improve your progression, it always starts with Ultimate Blitz because it's going to be really like the gasoline or the fuel that you're going to have to be able to take on the rest of the content because it gives you discs, gems for refreshes. It really is like kind of the whole kit and caboodle when you talk about what you want to focus on. Whether you're early, mid, or late game, this is a must-do every single month. So anything we can do to help out the community as far as putting teams together or discussing different options for specific levels, go ahead and let us know in the comments below because I definitely want to make sure that nobody misses out on that. Now, one thing I will say is that if you've watched videos from me before where I talk about the Dark Scan Berserker, man, I just love this dude. He, you know, on a adept, precise HP build, he comes in and basically he is a stunner, man. He just comes in, provokes everybody. That provoke is pretty much up the whole time on adept. If you get him with a skill cooldown reducer like Monas, which is why Monas is on this team, right? Because I want those skills up more often than not. Yeah. He's just going to keep everybody provoked the entire game. And if they're provoked, they can't do all that nonsense that usually causes you to fail, right? And then, of course, you have Rhoda in there, and she's stripping people so that they don't have immunity, so that they don't have buffs. You got Xenia in there because she does so much. You know, she defense breaks, or lowers defense, stuns, and she heals, and she strips. And so, I mean, she does so much. So, you know, one of the big things we talk about all the time is really shutting down the skills and the powers of whoever you're going in against. And one of the big ways to do that, like I said, is with provoke. But the back end of that is you can do it with stuns with Xenia, but also the silence from the Light Archangel. So I think the Light Archangel is almost a must-have champion for early to mid-game progression. Now, if you have Torleone is amazing, and he's definitely got a role on a team like this. But remember, Torleone is really about keeping you safe. And he is very much less aggressive than the Light Archangel. The Light Archangel is going to silence people, and that's pretty amazing, right? So there's some synergy questions I have about AA that I've voiced with Gameloft. As far as like the way that they ascend into crit rate, and you know, nobody ever gets back to me. But I mean, some of the stuff we got to look at and kind of wonder about. But there's no question it's an absolute must-have champion. And as you can see, like, you can very smoothly transition through most of the levels. And I don't want to go too deep into Ultimate Blitz, because I really think like tailoring very specific solutions for people is the key, especially because I want to talk about this conversation we had online about other places to get discs, right? Because when you're playing Ultimate Blitz, you have the ability to get just a ridiculous ton of discs, deluxe shards, specifically, and then very specific summons like light darks and legendaries. So, I mean, I definitely want to make sure that we open it up a little bit later on to discuss like whether Elder Drake or Steel Widow is going to be a better solution for you as far as acquiring discs. But man, I will tell you that it starts here. It really does. It 100% starts here, and this is a very attainable team. I mean, of course, if you don't have the Dark Scan Berserker Savage, you can easily replace him with the Water Scan Berserker. It has basically the same skill kit to keep everybody in there. But yeah, man, just absolutely love this team comp, because it's just so nice to be able to focus on like just a couple of champions, and then just have it be able to like murder its way all the way through all of Ultimate Blitz. So now, one thing I will say is I know that a lot of people give a lot of hate to the Ultimate, or rather to Monas, because his OGD isn't as good as it used to be. And the same thing goes for Rona, right? Because a lot of people forget when she strips, she adds OGD. But the key with Monas here really isn't about OGD or damage or any of that stuff. It 100% is all about making sure that the provoke is up all the time. So this level is a fantastic example of what we talk about with Savage. So you have the Dark Crow Hag on this level as the boss. And the Dark Crow Hag, her ultimate is basically she fears your entire team. So Torleone or Zircon on this level would normally be your go-to solution, right, to stop that. But if you have Savage, he can provoke her, right? Boom, you see that provoke? So she can't use that fear on you. So basically she's just stuck using her auto attack, which you don't have to worry about, because you have too much sustain for that to be a real thing. And that's one of the things I talk about, and this will be the last one we'll do of Ultimate Blitz, and then we're going to move on to Elder Drake and Steel Widow, the Ascended levels, of course. So, but that's one of the things I talk about. Like, you want to make sure that you have Monas constantly having the other champion skills up, and then just watch them work, man. It's like a finely tuned machine. Like, that provoke is up. You know, it's just like, okay, we're going to provoke you. You don't get to make your own decisions anymore. Okay, we're going to go and we're going to provoke you. You don't get to make... Oh, you just died. Like, it's a little harder on normal because everything dies so quick. But, like I said, if there are levels epic, I doubt it's in normal. But if there's issues in epic or legendary, go ahead and drop a comment below. Be more than happy to focus on those levels and get you through it, get you some reasonable team compositions. But what I want to look at is... let's do 11. So here's my current Steel Widow 11 team. We talk about this. This is my farming team, right? So I used this team to farm over 1,000 runs, right, in the last week. And, you know, it's just like every 45, 50 seconds, right? We're just trying to do as many runs as humanly possible. And that's what this was all about, right? So, I guess when I originally started, kind of like going through and looking at getting like rapid gear, because that's really why I was in here. I wanted to get some like next level rapid gear for the fairies, for the fire diva. I mean, there's a couple of champions I think would really be good on attack speed, crit damage, attack in rapid. Because ultimately I want to try and get closer to the 5 attack speed than the 4 attack speed that we're at right now. That's really why I was coming over here. But I noticed while I was doing this, and then I was going back and kind of looking to do some summons for some fodder and some other things. Attack percent. See, who am I going to use this on? It's a 6-star attack piece. It's rapid, but it's a glove. Like, who do you... I don't even know who I would use this on. I think I have to sell this. Man. Oh, this is so frustrating. I'm just gonna keep it. Whatever, man. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it. I might end up selling it later. That's true, but I mean, come on. How many 6-star epic attack piece gloves do you get? Maybe something will come out later, and I'll want to get it. Or maybe that would be a great, depending on what it rolls, defense or accuracy. That might be a good broken piece for Amonis or Vimal. Because I mean, if you roll a 21, if you roll like a 21 accuracy, that glove is going to be better than a precise set on its own. So it's worth the rolls. I think it's worth the rolls. But like I said, like over 1,000 runs, I wasn't like doing gear drops. I wasn't doing anything like that. I was really just looking at discs themselves, right? Summoning discs. How many summoning discs or fragments am I getting from? Good, we just got one. That's fantastic. So, if we're doing this run every like 46 to 50 seconds, like I would think that on Elder Drake 11, I would be getting way more discs than I actually ended up getting. So let's actually look at how many discs we have right now after all of these runs. So 32, so 31 prior to that last run, but 31 discs out of 1,000 runs. And we haven't summoned like in a week. So like when we started doing the runs, it's not like we had some built up. And then nine discs worth of shards. So 40 summons in a week, doing 1,000 runs. Now, maybe it's me, right? But I would have thought that would have been very comparable to the number we get in Steel Widow. But in Steel Widow, we get about 60 summons a week if we do the exact same type of grinding. And once again, it's Steel Widow 11 versus ED 11. It's not like we're doing like, Steel Widow 11 versus ED 4, right? I mean, these are very comparable Ascended raids. They're done in just about the same time. This is my current team. I know that the fairies are probably going to be a little bit better, but they're not skilled up. And frankly, if I got both of my fairies skilled up, I'd actually be doing Steel Widow 13 because I think that would be more consistent. How crazy is it that Nat 4s are going to be better for Steel Widow 13 than the 2 Nat 5s, right? It's just, they are. Well, mainly because Alia doesn't have element advantage in Steel Widow 13. But even in Steel Widow 12, I just don't think that they perform as well as the fairies. And we did a whole video about this, but one of the comments, man, I apologize, I forget who brought it up, but one of the comments is that there's element advantage here. So Alia, even though she's on 100% crit rate, the crit rate bonus doesn't matter, but the additional damage that she would do because she has element advantage does matter. So the very idea that even here there's a even playing field between fairies and the Blade Master is insane. Like the fairies are just so good, and we're just about to level up our 6-star rather, our light fairy. So stand back, right? But what we're talking about is Steel Widow and getting discs. So I got 40 for the same number of runs that I would have gotten 64 with Steel Widow. So in my personal opinion, I think, and I want to open it to the comments below. I mean, I only have like 1,000 points of data for this, right? I know that's not very much. So I want to open it up to the community to see what they think too. But I think that at some point, the sheer volume of disc drops are better now in Steel Widow. And I wouldn't have thought that. I would understand different gear, better gear, whatever, but I would not have thought the number of gear or the number of disc drops would have been so much better. What is that? It's almost like 30% increase. So, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like a 40% increase. I just don't know. I mean, that's like how it played out for me over the last 1,000 runs. But I mean, like I said in the comments below, if you have better stats, let me know. It just seems like Steel Widow is the better place to farm for just discs, like not gear, but just like I want to summon more champions, not common discs. I want to summon more champions. So, like, I think Steel Widow's the place to do it. So, yeah, but definitely in the comments below, let me know, like, what you guys find out or what you guys are thinking, because I'd be really curious to see if you guys don't see the exact same thing I'm seeing. Because, I don't know, I just thought that was really weird. I thought they would have been the same. Gear differences I could see. Gear drop rates I could see, but the discs, I really would have thought that would have been the same, and that's just not what I'm seeing. I don't know. I just want to, and I thought, like, we should talk about that because so many people ask me where to get discs. How can I do this? How can I get discs this way or that way? So I thought it was something that we should probably talk about. So, like I said, below, drop your comments. Let me know what you're finding out, what you're seeing. But that's, for right now, my recommendation is if you're just trying to build some discs for summons, like for an event or something like that, I think Steel Widow is the best option. And then the highest level of Steel Widow seems like the best option. But let's get through this run because speaking of summons, there's some summoning that I want to do. So I've been looking for ways to spend my gems, right? I have a lot of gems built up. I took advantage of that Fuzzle Puff pack last week that was purchasable, like 5 Fuzzle Puffs for, what was it? 5 Tutor Puffs, not Fuzzle Puffs. Good grief, Amo. It was 5 Tutor Puffs for like 1.5k gems, and it was totally worth it. So I spent some gems on there, as you can see. But with Ultimate Blitz opening up, we got about 1,500 to 2,000 gems we're going to get this month. I think anything over 4,000. I think every month you should have about 4,000 gems stacked, right? Because that's how many you can get per month. If you don't know how to do that, drop a comment in the below, and I guess I can walk through it again. I know it's in one of the videos, but at this point, folks, we've done like over 200 Dungeon Hunter Champion videos. So just let me know. I'm going to repeat content, I'm certain of it. There's nothing you can do to stop that. I'd be happy to do that again. But this you see right now, this exclusive scan Deathmonger, I don't think anybody understands how much I want Gasoline. Gasoline would be so epic for me because it changes my arena, changes my Ascended Raid strategies. It just, he fills so many roles. I'll take Rhoda out, right? I would 100% take Rhoda out, drop him in. Him with fairies, and oh man, I mean, then not in arena, like I can't even spit the words out. Arena, such a dominant champion. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below you think we should invest in this, because these banners, I'll be honest, man, I always get robbed on these banners. But summoning is not what today's video is about, but I do want to know if anybody's had some luck with these banners recently, because like I said, I always get robbed. The summoning rate's so low. But as always, thanks for watching the videos. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye.